So I like the phrase where Dr. Pooja said, you have to be like a Bharatanatyam dancer. And I love that statement. I think it's really true. It sounds funny, but it's very, very true. You have to be agile to go around the patient back and forth and give instructions. Despite doing all that, you might have some difficulties. So it's important to see these difficulties, and some are in our mind, some are physical. This is a difficult slide, and I keep saying this. This for us doctors is really difficult. We can't make the head or tail of this. Even though I know in our microbiology days, pathology days, we mugged up drawings like this and Krebs cycle and this ATP cycle. But this is difficult and this is not easy to follow and remember. But here the difficulties are not there of being a poor doctor, poor patient, poor instrumentation, and clinical situations. So when I say poor doctor, I don't mean paise wala poor. I mean somebody is not well trained, even that is acceptable to me, but he's not well or very conversant with it. The more issues are that some of our colleagues, some people who are starting off, lack the patience to keep themselves motivated. So these are intermingling points, and will then say, I have a lack of time. Time lagta hai, so I don't want to do it. So I think these go hand in hand, insisting that I don't have the time for it, and therefore it's not necessary. I can get away with the direct ophthalmoscope. My patients don't need an endoscopy. I think is absolutely not acceptable, especially after the nice presentation that Dr. Shivani showed us multiple times. You will need an endoscope and has to be used routinely in our practice. Now, when I say poor patient, we saw Dr. Pooja's patient who was not very following instructions and putting your finger up and asking to follow the finger and giving clear instructions will help sometimes. You may have children, you have an elderly patient, somebody is hard of hearing. It's important for us to recognize that the patient is hard of hearing or to understand this is a very apprehensive patient or somebody is not following instructions can be a little bit mentally challenged. I'm not talking about somebody stark raving mad. I'm talking about somebody little bit less IQ, somebody little bit less socially, very socially introverted. When there's a communication gap, we must pick that up very quickly to understand that this is going to be difficult to do the endoscopy on these patients. And it's our responsibility to make it happen in a more gentle manner. Now, also, I heard Dr. Vishal, Dr. Pooja kept saying about these importance in terms of scope. And I think when you use old ones, they're misaligned, the lenses are scratched, the lenses are not very good, and you try to look through that, you're not seeing properly. The illumination is poor of your endoscope, and you say, oh, nahi dikhta hai. This, no, please understand some difficulties may be in your visualization, some difficulties lie with the instrumentation that you use, and one must be able to identify those and rectify those before declaring that I can't do, that I'm having a difficulty in doing indirect orthoscopy. I keep going back to the word again and again. Difficulty in doing can be in your mind and also in the instrumentation that you use. Quickly, I'll go on to clinical situations. This is the fourth part. Now, you must recognize certain points, certain areas, certain times when it is difficult to do or you cannot perform the indirect orthoscopy very well. Now, if you have small palpebral fissures, it is difficult. It's difficult for you. It's going to be difficult for everybody. Make an attempt, decrease illumination, try your level best. Again, deep set eyes is sometimes difficult. Take your time, encourage the patient, but difficulty is definitely going to be there for you and for everybody else also. Now, in an eye like this, it's not a good idea to try and depress and see the periphery. Can do an endoscopy, little bit, take a look inside, but with lesions like this, don't bother with depression and things like that. Again, you on the table can't stretch the people. On the OT table, you can do this, but here you can't. Just try and get a glimpse through this. Patients with posterior cyanic, elderly diabetic patients, non-dilating, pyelocarpine, it will not. Don't make them sit for more than 20 minutes. If it has not dilated 20 minutes time, it will not dilate anything more than that. So I think this is something we need to accept and go ahead. It's going to be difficult doing endoscopy in this patient. Now, one must, that's why it's very, very important that before you start the endoscopy for the patient, you must make the patient sit on straight time. Take a very cursory, quick glance. Is there a slight mild corneal haze? Is there a mild ECD action? Is there a PCO? Is there a lenticular opacity? Any of these opacities will make you or make your life difficult to do a good, clean, very well visualized endoscopy. You put the patient down and start doing that directly. You may be wondering, you may take a longer time, you may get irritated, and you may not realize why you're not able to do it. So first, rule out these particular issues and then go ahead. Now, again, a post-category patient with small rexes, minimal PCO, IOL edge defect, poor dilation post surgery. These are difficult situations. One will have difficulty. And again, like I said, it's difficult for you, it's difficult for everybody else. Make an attempt to the best of your ability and just go ahead after that. You cannot depress and go on and on harassing these patients, and you're harassing yourself also. We had this, I insist on this ability to depress, and we had the earlier Pooja talk about this, what the advantages are. I will come to one last slide which says when you do not depress and want to be aggressive in depression and see the peripherally, especially post. We do still have some patients operated years ago at Indore and stuff like that. Post PK, post RK surgery, long those RK marks are there. Very gentle depression if necessary at all. If otherwise, better to avoid. Presence of bleb, again, not a great idea of depressing these patients. Rubius high fever I've picked up should not be depressed. It will cause to further bleeding. CNVM, I remember it's good to see the CNVM on the endoscope, but not good to depress these patients. Even PVR patients do not depress, will cause bleeding to occur. Globe rupture patients, anything like this. Sunday bola indirect karna hai and start depressing. No, not a good idea at all. And any early postoperative period of any intraocular surgery, do not depress and see the patients. It will cause depression for you only. So again, I come back to my last slide. You have to motivate yourself, saying lack of time is not an issue. You cannot make that an issue. You have to be make the patient comfortable. Be sure what you're looking at. Look, check your instrumentation before you start your endoscopy. And clinical situations not always easy to do in a lot of places. Thank you so much. I must thank Pooja for going on endlessly with this war against those not doing endoscopy. And I thank Pooja ma'am for inviting me here. Everybody's been saying that. I must say that also. Also, my group of practitioners, Dr. Nandi, Dr. Rupak Viswas, Dr. Pal, and Sudip, who joined us recently. Thank all of you very much.